Good afternoon.
Wait, when are we going to do our project?
Wednesday. We're still working on our project on Wednesday and Thursday, and then on Friday we're going to present our project.
3 days.
I don't know, because you guys gonna pick them on Wednesday. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, here is one thing that I really want to make sure that everybody remember to do when it comes to Wednesday. I know I won't see you tomorrow because you guys are going to be on senior signing day, and then afterward is other stuff, right? So here's what I want everybody to do. I want everybody to take out an agenda or a phone if you put a reminder on your phone. So take out either an agenda or a phone, something that you can write a reminder on. Take out an agenda or your phone, something that you're going to write a reminder on. I'm about to tell you what you need to bring on Wednesday. Okay, I'm waiting for a couple of people to take out the agenda or the phone for a reminder. Thank you, everybody. Okay, so on Wednesday, we're going to start on our project. Our project depends on electricity. How much electricity does your family use? So for Wednesday, I want you to bring in a copy of your electricity bill. I know, right? For some of you, it might be like, I don't know where my parents have put it. That's okay. If the only electricity bill that you can find is the one in November, bring that one in, okay? If your parents are like, wait a second, I still need to pay this bill, you can't take this. Take a picture of your bill, because you don't need to turn in your electricity bill. All you need to do is you need to get some numbers off of that bill. So on your agenda on your phone, write down, bring a copy of an electricity bill by Wednesday. On Wednesday, bring a copy of an electricity bill. If, I know some of you might live in an apartment and the apartment pays for the electricity bill. If you want to borrow your aunts and uncles, you want to borrow a cousin, if you want to borrow somebody, that's fine with me too. It does not have to be yours as long as it has that piece of information on there. Once you have that taken care of, once you have that notes written into your phone, into your agenda, go ahead and put that away. I'm going to give you guys about 10 more seconds. Make sure you turn off your phone, because I don't want it to ring up in the middle of class. Put it on silent, okay? As long as it doesn't buzz in the middle of class. All right. And your agenda and phone should be away in the next 3, 2, and 1. Phones away. Thank you. All right. Now we're going to start with today's lesson. Guys, today we're going to take what we did on Thursday and what we did on Friday and put them together. Today, what we're going to do is going to be very similar to what you're going to do on Wednesday and Thursday on your project. In fact, your homework today is kind of like a mock practice for your project. It's almost like exactly what you're going to do on your project, except we're going to go over and make sure we understand how to do it. Okay? Just to get us prepared for that. I want everybody to look at your two first. Just a little background on this. Did you guys know that texting was not that popular way back? Yeah. So I kind of sort of remember this because I have to pay for it when I was in college. This is what I paid for in college. Okay, so keep in mind, this is only a texting packages, right? So this is from Verizon, and I was paying, I don't know, $50, $60 a month for just the voice, like just to talk on the phone. And I was like, you know what, I'm in college, I want to text, I want to do all this stuff. So I added a texting package to it. This package is this is what's happening on that package. They go, sure, you can have that package on there. $15 a month on top of whatever you were paying. So I was paying 60, so I add $15 a month. What do I get? I get 50 text messages. Woohoo! That means I send a message, that's one message. People reply back to me, they send it back to me, that's 2 messages. And then I send a reply, that's 3 messages. That's what 50, like all of that, 50 messages. I get that for 1 month if I add, and I just pay one $15 fee and that's it, right? Now, let's say I send a message to my mom. That was my 50th message. She sent one back to me. That's 1 over. 1 over 50, how much is it per text?
25 cents.
25 cents per text. And if I didn't know that I was over, so I send my mom a reply text message, that's 2 over. That's another 25 cents that I have to pay on that bill that month. Right? So what I want you to do right now, with your group, I want you to spend about 3 minutes trying to answer number 1 and number 2. This is stuff that you've done on Thursday, I believe. The first thing you should do, when I set the timer and say go, you should have 1 person from each group start reading number 1. What are they asking you to do? Okay, so you have 3 minutes to answer 1 and 2, and ready, set, go. 1 person should be reading number 1.
0.05 cents.
Wait. Oh, that's the second.
If I wait,
Read it again. For the first 50 minutes.
Why this? So it's not.
No, it's I figured it out at 50x plus 50 after that. I know her research.
I bought her one too. She had 2 more, so I bought me one and I bought her. 50x, okay? No. 0.35. I had 10,000. She only had 6,000 change. So I guess
Yeah, there you go.
that was only $5. She doesn't change.
No, I think it's
After this, and then this Thursday, I'll let her put it on. I like putting it on,
Well, you got to add it then. Like you said, very 50 steps overtime. Actually, never mind.
Miss, I got it. Is it missing on Tuesday? Is it you? Is it correct? I was saying, like, you go over, you're not actually paying 0.25 times the extra amount of text messages you're paying.
So 25 cents for every text message from the beginning.
No, but the 50.
How would you fix it? Okay. All right, let's take a look at what we have come up with. For that first for that first number right here, write an equation to represent the total cost of the first 50 tests. What do you guys think? 80?
Y,
I got y equals to 50?
15.
Oh, 15. Okay, what else? Any other ideas? That sounds right. Why do you say that sounds right, Linda?
Because the first 50 is $50 like no matter what.
No matter what. I like what she said, no matter what, right? Because it doesn't matter. If I do 49 texts, it's still $15. So it doesn't matter what, no matter what, it's gonna be $15. Y equals to 15. Give me a thumbs up if you're like, yep, I agree. I know that sounds about right. Thumbs up if you agree, thumbs down if you don't. Okay, we got a couple of, okay, cool. All right, so now here comes the second one. This is what I see a lot of people writing. I see a lot of people writing y equals to 0.25x plus 15. This is what I see a lot of people writing. What do you guys think?
No.
I have some people who says no. I have some people who says like, yeah, that sounds about right. What does this mean? You're looking at this equation. What does this equation mean? About 8 people. There's 28 of you in here. What does that equation mean? Why are you multiplying? Why are you adding? Steve,
Saying like every text, that equation is for. So if I use if I send one text, it's $15.25.
so you just knew that this equation is right or wrong by just plugging in a number and testing it? Yeah, kind of. Okay, so he's saying that this is the cost of every single text. So one text, 25 will be 25 cents plus 15 will be 15.25. Why? I see people shaking their head. Why? Why are you shaking your head? Tomas, what were you gonna say earlier?
That x is subtract 55.
You're saying that you want me to subtract 50 from this? So you're saying that you want this, 0.25, and then subtract 50 from x, add 15, like that? Are you guys okay with this one? Why would you be okay with those of you that are like, why are you okay with this one? So here's what I have. I have this equation and I have this equation. 2 equations, kind of sort of similar, but not like exactly right. So I'm gonna give you 1 minute with your group, together with your group. Decide on which equation you would use and tell me why. You have to tell me why would I use the first equation over the second one. It's gonna take 1 minute and we go.
That's why we do this.
So talk about what I didn't know that you have a balance point. Talk about that, like you tell your point over, and then Alexis is gonna tell you what she thinks, and then you guys decide. And you guys decide. Okay. Although I don't think having a stalker was mine. Okay, so let's get a poll real quick. How many of you, by a show of hands, how many of you would use the first equation? How many of you would use the second equation? Why? Why would you use the second equation? Celeste?
Because you're between like after 50, so if you use the first one, so you wouldn't count the past 50.
So, wait, hold on, let me rephrase it. The 25 cents fee only applies after the 50 message. And if you use the first one, what was it you said it was?
You wouldn't take out the 50 messages already.
So you're saying if you're using the first one, you're applying the 25 cents fee to the entire messages? What do you guys think? Tanya, what do you think?
Well, Brandon explained it to me, like, that although the first one might make sense, the second one is better because, you're like taking away the 50%, 25 cents each.
You're taking away the 50 message that's not 25 cents each, is that what you said? What happened to the first 50 message?
There's $15.
They're accounted for because it's 15 is
50, you mean this 15? That $15, that's for the first 50th message? Okay. Are we all in agreement with that? Because I will only put it down if we're all in agreement. Does any one of you disagree? No? Linda? You're a little confused. Tell us why you're confused.
Why is the question parentheses less?
This part right here. Can somebody tell Linda why we're putting x minus 50 inside of parentheses right here? Person? That means there's more than one person confused them? Why do we have an x minus 50 inside of parentheses right here? 4. See, 4 out of 28. 6 out of 28. 7 out of 28. Why are we doing x minus 50 inside of parentheses? This is a little bit better. Okay, Brendan, tell me why we're doing x minus 50 in here.
Because when you put x minus 50 in the box, you're only focusing on, it's like text messages. So it's like the number of text messages minus the 50 text messages, the one that you like.
The one that
I couldn't think of it, I'm sorry.
well, okay, but let's finish your thought. The one that I what? You said minus 50, that's a 50 text message
That you already used.
that I already used.
So now the x is like your extra text message.
X is now the extra text messages. Anybody else?
Only the extra text messages are multiplied by 2025. So you have to figure out how many extra messages you have before multiplying to 25. Because if not, if you didn't have the parentheses, then you multiply 0.25 times x minus 15, which wouldn't work. Because then you're supposed to subtract 50 before you multiply.
Okay, so are you saying that this is finding out how many extra minute after the 50 that extra text messages after the 50? Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay, any other questions? Anybody else confused? So this is what I have. I got this. I got y equals to 25 cents for every message that's extra, that's more than 50, plus the $15 that I paid for the 50 messages. So now, my question is, wait a second. If I have, let's say I did 10 message If I send and receive 10 messages, that would give me a negative number.
It adds it to the 15.
See, look, you have 10 minus 50, that's 40 times, that's negative 40 times 25 cents. That's a negative number. Even if you add it to 15, but that's still a negative number.
You didn't go over, so you don't owe.
I didn't go over, so I don't owe anything.
And it says,
It only starts going positive after X is 50. Right?
But then, if you send less than 50, isn't it gonna tell you that you're gonna end up paying less than $15 with the taxes?
Can I? Is it possible that I'm paying less than $15?
You have to pay
Yeah.
I have to pay the $15. So that means this equation doesn't work.
Because if you want.
Tomas, what were you saying?
the equation is to know how much you owe the company after you send the 50 messages.
Look at this message. It represents the cost if you use how many?
More than 50.
More than 50. So if I use 10, can I use this equation? So what equation do I use if I use 10?
The first one.
The first one. So you know what, guys? When you have something like this, you can actually put these two together as one function, putting what we talked about on Friday into this. This is Friday stuff. Here, you're putting it as a piecewise function. So you got y equals, not only does your y equals to this giant equation right here, it also equals to this. So you're gonna have to do it like this. Ready? Eyes are up here. You have a chance. I'll give you a chance to copy down in a little bit. Okay, so y is equals to $15, but there's a catch. There's a catch. It's only equals to $15 if you only spend less than 50 messages. Meaning the number of messages has to be in between 0 and 50. Right? This is what it's saying. Oh, I'm only paying $15. But only if I spend less than 50 messages, then I'll pay $15. If not, I gotta do this other equation where they have me paying 25 cents extra for each messages. So if I were to pay this amount, when would I pay this amount? When X is greater than 50. Any questions on this? I'm about to send you off to some practice on your own. You ready? Go to your notes. Go to your notes. We're looking at example number 1. I'm going to call this practice number 1. On the count of 3, one person from each table is going to read this problem out loud. Can I have that one person raise their hand, please? You got one person in the back table? One person, awesome. You're gonna count, you're gonna read the problem out loud, and you have 3 minutes to complete A and B. You got 3 minutes, 1, 2, 3, and go.
How much for the cost of share for second? First y equals 10.
You gotta do this piece by piece.
No, first, Right, that looks good. Make sure you write the primary restriction, which I think I wrote about.
You know, if it's white, like, the other one's white, 15. And then if it's 15, it's like this.
There's about 30 seconds to make sure you have the equation set up.
I like on the graph.
So how many equations? Right? So that means you're gonna have two equations. The B is the easiest. I know, the first one is, you need to figure that out. Okay, let's have one last back up here. Waiting your eyes, nice. Still waiting on about 3 people. Thank you. All right, so the second part, a lot of you jumped right into the second part and you're like, oh, I can use logic, I can figure that out by logic. Great. I want to focus on the first part because that's the new stuff. I need to write a function that describes the cost of shipping with this company. How many price points does this company have? 2. How many different prices does this company have? 2. If it has 2 different prices, how many equations am I going to get?
Those.
2. Okay, so I get this. Y equals, here's my equation. I know I'm going to need 2 equations. That means I'm going to need 2 domain restrictions. Well, let's figure out what those are. It says for the first 3 pounds, how much is it going to charge you?
$10.
Like $10 per pound?
$10 for
$10 for all of them. So what's my equation for $10 for all of them?
10.
10. Now how can I tell them, oh yeah, I need to use this equation for the first 3 pounds? What do I do with this first 3 pound business?
0 is less than or equal to x, and x is less than or equal to 3.
So you're saying X is in between 0 pound and 3 pounds?
Yup.
Here you go, are we okay with this one? No? Okay, which part? Are we having trouble with the first part or the second part? That? Okay. Yes.
Shouldn't it only be 0 is less than, because if you send 0 shipments, how are you gonna pay $10 for nothing?
That's what I was gonna ask. I'm like, does that make, wait, if I ship 0 pounds, what does that mean?
You're shipping nothing.
I'm shipping nothing, I'm shipping air.
$10.
Am I paying $10 to ship nothing? No, right? So you can definitely say instead of 0 less than or equal to, you can definitely just put less than.
What if,
What if?
you like ship 0.1?
Well, if you
That's
ship
so good.
0.1, that would include in this one, right? 0.1 is less than, I'm sorry, it's greater than 0, but it's not greater than 3. So yes, 0.1 would also be included in that. I mean, you could ship a grain of rice if you want. I don't know why, but you could ship a grain of rice for $10 if you want. Or you could put a grain of rice in an envelope and put a 34-cent or 33-cent stamp on it and ship it that way.
What if you ship air? 0 pounds, it's still
What if you ship what?
air.
Let's say that we're not shipping it. You're gonna have to bottle it in a bottle, and the bottle is gonna be pretty heavy. Okay? All right, so. Back up. Focus, back. Focus. The second part. How much? What's the second part of the shipping charge?
More than 3 pounds?
More than 3 pounds, how much? $2 per pound. So I'm gonna say $2. X minus how many? 3. The 3 pounds that you already paid for.
Plus 10.
Plus 10. All right, so what do I write right here? When do I pay $2 per pound? So that's gonna give me $18 for 7 pounds, which I got, which a lot of you got. All right, let's take a look at number 2. Number 2 is slightly different. So, Yummy Bakery is selling chocolate chip cookies. I know, right? Last time it was brownies, this time it was chocolate chip cookies.
Donuts.
Right? So, maybe next time it'll be donut.
Maybe next time.
How much are they selling for each chocolate chip cookie?
3 for the first dozen.
$3 for the first dozen, like the whole dozen is $3?
Each cookie.
Okay, I'm gonna pause and I'll let you guys read the question real quick.
Oh, $3 each.
So how much is for the first dozen?
$3.
Wait, is it $3?
Yes. Okay, 24 for a dozen?
$36.
36. Okay, guys, listen. Don't get tripped up on what is the total price just yet. What I want you to do is actually figure out what are the prices, the actual price that they give you. So in this case, it's $3 each, and then it also have $1 each. So that's gonna tell me how many equations you're gonna have. How many equations does this, how many pieces does this function have? 2. So you have this, y equals, you got 2 pieces. The first piece goes for the first part of it. Tell me again how much for the first dozen?
$3 each cookie.
$3 for each cookie. How would you tell me the price if I tell you $3 for each cookie? What's the equation that represents the price? 3x, correct. And that's only for the first dozen. So I would say 0 is less than x, less than or equals to 12. That's your first dozen. What happens after the first dozen?
Each cookie is $1.
It's $1 each after that. So the slope becomes 1. I'm going to take away the 12 that I already bought. So now it's $1 for each of those extra 1 over 12. But how much did you pay?
$26.
How did you get $36?
He multiplied 3 times the cookie.
Right, you got 12 cookies that you bought, $3 each, 36. This number is the total price of the first 12 cookies. So that is 3 times 12 equals to 36. When do I pay $1 each cookie?
After you buy a dozen.
After I buy a dozen. So really I just need to wait for some schmuck to go buy a dozen cookie and I say, hey, by the way, can you get me a cookie?
Yeah.
Then I just need, then I'll get $1 cookie.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, that's true.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
No.
I would do that.
No, I would not. I have not done that. All right. Questions for me on this? Any more questions? All right, so here's what I want you to do. Flip it over to the back. You have about 4 minutes. In this 4 minutes, I'm gonna wait until I have everybody's attention before I give directions, because there is one little piece of information you need. In the next 4 minutes, I want you to complete the entire back page, which is number one, write an equation, write a piecewise function, and then evaluate that piecewise function. On number 2, just so you know, on number 2, to be clear, the number 2 is talking about a speeding ticket. It's saying that if you're speeding up to 15 miles per hour over the speed limit, that's $5 per mile over the speed limit. Now, if you are speeding over 15 miles per hour over the speed limit, for each of those additional miles, it's $7 per mile for each additional miles over 15 miles per hour. Oh, sorry, 15 miles over, yeah, sorry. So this one, you have to add this part. The $7 is you have to pay the first 15 miles, and then the additional one is $7 per mile. Okay, so take about 4 minutes. Work together with your table, and at the end of 4 minutes, we're gonna popsicle stick. Go. Writing equation, and working together. You should turn to your neighbor and say, I think the equation, the first equation for this is